Hey, it's Chris Doherty, Doherty Properties, coming to you this week talking about divorces and selling your real estate because we have seen an increase in calls as a result of COVID-19 and as we've seen the economy opening back up. And I want to talk through that process, what it looks like for you if you're in a situation where you are considering getting a divorce or in that process, and what you need to do so us as real estate agents can help you sell your property. That's what we're going to discuss this week. So as a result of COVID-19, we have seen an uptick in calls from people who are getting divorces. Now, we've always gotten calls from people who are getting divorced because naturally, if they own real estate, they have to sell it. But we've seen a significant jump in those numbers over the past several months. So I want to just talk you through it. If you're out there right now and you're in the process of a potential divorce and you want to know what you have to do, these are some of the tips and steps that you'll have to go through. First, if you own a piece of property together, that is going to be one of the major challenges that you're going to face as an asset. And you can't just sell the property. You need to go through a little bit of a process before you can do something. And you have to determine, one, is this a situation that is amicable and we can negotiate this as part of the process? Or two, are we going to be in a dispute that's going to be a little bit more complicated than that? So the first thing you want to do is get an attorney that specializes in divorces, okay? And there are different types of attorneys that do this, but there are attorneys that will help you draft a separation agreement if the parties agree with each other. So what they'll do is sit down with you over a period of 1, 2, or 3 appointments, and they'll really go through every aspect of your life in the divorce. They're going to talk about everything you have, the home, the money that you have, the cars that you have, the assets in the home, if you have children, and they're going to meet with you to see if they can come up with a separation agreement that you can agree upon, okay? And so when you meet with the attorney, you go through that process of figuring out if the parties can come to an agreement, and as it relates to us, on what to do with the marital assets, which is real estate, okay? When the attorney does that, if they can come to agreement, then normally what we'll do is get a call from the attorney and work with them. Or sometimes where, on the other end of it, where somebody calls us and they have to get to the attorney, but we work with them so that we can work with both parties to sell the marital assets, which are usually the homes. It could be a first home or a second home. Okay, so you meet with the attorney, they'll draft up the separation agreement. If the both parties are on board, then what we do is we come out and we usually meet with both parties. If that is difficult, then we could meet with one party and the other party. Sometimes we do that by Zoom, sometimes we do it by telephone call, sometimes we do that by face-to-face. We sit down with the parties, however the parties are most comfortable doing it, and then we walk them through the listing process, which is doing a market analysis, letting them know what the value range of the home is on the high and the low, and then we go through that process so they have a good sense of reasonably what they could expect from the sale of the home, and then we list the property. Now, sometimes none of the parties are living there, which makes it easy. Sometimes both of the parties are living there, so we coordinate around those schedules. Other times, just one of the parties is living there and one of the other parties has moved out. The great thing is we structure and can structure anything around either of the parties or both of the parties if they're living there through a scheduling service, and we can schedule time and do it in a way that's seamless for the parties that are involved, okay? Now, in other situations, I'm seeing parties that are in a dispute over the assets. In this situation, you really can't just sell the home. Sometimes I'll get a call from one of the parties and they'll say, I got my home, I want to sell it, put it on the market, and we're getting a divorce. And I'll say, okay, what is your significant other thinking and feeling at this? Oh, I don't care, I just want to sell it. In that case, in most cases, we're going to need to get some type of resolution between the parties. If both parties can come to an agreement and a separation agreement, and they can do it in a way that is amicable, that's easy. The other way is we got to go through a court process where there's some finalization where the court is giving us authority to say, hey, these parties have, had their differences, but now they've been resolved through that legal process. And when that comes to a period where the court finalizes these decisions, then we can sell the homes for the parties. Now listen, our duty is to both parties when we sell the homes if both entities own the home, and so we have to work to navigate between each of you. Sometimes we're doing that through the lawyers, sometimes we're doing it directly with the clients. We do it in the way that's best and most comfortable for the owners of the property. Okay, so if you're in a process of thinking that you might be headed for divorce, you really don't know what steps to take, and you have some assets and you have some real estate, we can give you guidance on what you need to do to take your steps so that we can successfully sell your home for you. Now, we're not your lawyers, we're real estate agents, but we can help you because we work in these situations day in and day out. Okay, this is one of the tougher things in real estate that we see. We do see a lot of sales based on divorce, so it can be a tough message, but the reality is there's help and we're here for you. So if you have any questions, please reach out, and as always, I hope we have a great real estate market in the week ahead. I hope you guys are having a great day. I look forward to seeing you soon.